Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Dhyana Yogam, Sloka number 11. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Shuchau Deshe Pratishtapya Sthiramasanamatmanah Natyuchritam Nati Nicham Shailajina Kushottaram. In this Dhyana Yoga, Bhagavan Shri Krishna explaining about the preparatory steps for the Nididhyasana Dhyanam, Vedantic meditation. In that, first he has given the external practices. One is Samatvam, equanimity of the mind. Then second is self-effort. Third is self-confidence. And fourth is the self-mastery. After telling them, from the 10th shloka onwards, Krishna started explaining about the internal practices. Internal practices in sense, self-confidence also inside or outside. It is inside only. But here the meaning of the internal practices means for an individual, just before he is going to start the practice of meditation, what he has to follow. So these are the 8 steps Bhagavan altogether explaining, but they are not coming in the order. In the last class I have explained to you that what are those 8 steps are going to come. Let us remind once again. Desha Sthiti, Kala Sthiti, Sthala Sthiti or Asana Sthiti, Sharira Sthiti, Prana Sthiti, Indriya Nigraha, Indriya Sthiti, Manasthiti and Buddhi Sthiti. Sthiti means the status. So among this we are seeing randomly in these shlokas. In the 11th shloka also the meaning we have already discussed in the last class. Here just I will remind once again, Bhagavan here mentioning about the place, the pure place, clean place. Shuchau means clean, but real meaning is pure. Some places are by nature they are pure, okay, but some places are swabhavataha, otherwise are samskarataha. Swabhavataha means by nature. For example, some natural places which are in the temple premises, the banks of the river, or under a tree. Like this, these places are in any place where the Mahatmas were lived before, near their Samadhi. This kind of some places are old temples pratishtha done by the rishis. So those places are swabhavataha shuddhaha. If that is not possible, samskarataha, we have to do unnatural, artificial purity you have to bring. So one is natural purity, the second is artificial. by lighting the lamp and by putting the agarbatti, by keeping the entire thing clean and putting a nice God's picture. And in this way, the place we will make it pure. Anything is okay. And in such a place, then you have to uh, pratishtapya stiram asanam atmanah. One should fix his asanam. Asana means the sitting place, the seat of the asana. It should be firm, without any shake or without any disturbances or insects or like that. It should not be too high or very low or on the bare ground. Always it should be on the ground with a little 3-4 inches height of the some cushion. Further, traditionally, the advice given by Krishna here is put first a darbha mat, darbha grass, and on that the deer skin, and on that a soft cloth. So here what will happen? Darbha by nature, mythologically, it has got some power which it helps for a sadhaka to bring the single pointedness. And being it is the hair of the Varahavatara Swami when he was fighting with the Hiranyaksha in the ocean, all the hair which has fallen later when the earth was brought up onto the waters, this hair turned into as a grass and started growing. That's why from the time immemorial, this darbha grass is very, very auspicious for any kind of religious practice. In every yajna, yaga, karma, anything, apakarma also. Then the purpose of the deer skin, of course, it is not compulsory, but I am telling one or two points. Because of that deer skin, generally other reptiles or the insects won't climb because it has got some smell. When they uh, smell that particular skin, then they won't come near and climb. Particularly any kind of uh, those days, in fact, people will do the meditation by sitting in the forest under the tree or in the cave, or so those places definitely some kind of snake or any other reptiles, insects, ants, they may climb. So this skin will protect from the other insects. Then for the sake of the softness, you are putting again, because deer skin also will give a lot of sweating because of that hair. So better to spread a cloth on it. So these are the instruction given in the 11th shloka. Last class itself I told that when I am explaining, all these things are not compulsory or steady fast rules. They differ to the place to place, person to person, time to time, according to the conditions, all that. So let us not take it so uh, particularly as told there. Then we will be in trouble. So we have to use our common sense also. Somebody telling that I didn't start doing the any meditation because I didn't get anywhere the deer skin. Okay, so don't do that. You can sit comfortably with a normal carpet and a bed sheet folded and put it on a one towel. So altogether, if it gives a 2-3 inches cushion, that is enough. It should not be too soft, a Dunlop bed or pillow where you go inside, so you can't keep your spine straight. Okay. Then next in the 12th shloka, तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः उपविश्यासने युञ्जात् योगमात्मविशुद्धये. Then after that, Bhagavan telling here, tatra, then thereafter there, ekagra manaha, after making a sitting properly and everything, with a single pointed mind, we have to sit on that asanam. Okay? So here, tatra, upavishyasane, that word is in the second line. So you have to connect these two. Then after that, on that particular asanam, there the person should sit. How? Yata chitta indriya kriyaha krutva. So by making the mind single pointed, the single pointedness of the mind comes because of what? By controlling my senses, and the manaha and chitta also Bhagavan used the word here. Actually, the inner instrument, which consisting of four different functions, is only a functional difference but not the structural difference. That is mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. Generally in that order we used to say. Here manaha means sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha. It is just like a receptionist. It receives the messages and again forget the old messages, receives the new messages. But after that, in the memory, chitta is the memory where the previous old thoughts are all stay for long time in the subconscious mind. So that is called chitta and mana chitta, and buddhi is discrimination power or discerning power, nishchayatmika buddhi. Then ahankara, the doer I am, the claiming of the I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, that ahankara, ego, is the ahankara. So these are the four integral parts of the antakarana. Now here Bhagavan specially telling about chitta indriya kriya. That means don't bring any of your past and brood in the past by worrying, by feeling guilty, or anyway, at any cost, there is no use by bringing your past into the present and spoil the beauty of the present. Because past is dead. Why you want to bring the past? But what to do? They are all there stagnated in the memory bank. So naturally they all will come out. So we'll keep on try and not to bring the past and delete then and there whenever they are cropping up. It takes time. They will keep on come. But don't give any importance, and you intelligently tell to yourself, what is the use if I now bring the past here? See, past is only helpful in one way. That is, in every experience, we learn some lesson. So because of that, what I learned that lesson, if that lesson is now helping me here in the present to conduct a still diligent life, then that experience, that lesson can be remembered, not otherwise. But without our control, these memories are all will come onto the surface. That means here, try to avoid worrying or thinking, brooding about the past. Not only that, here Bhagavan didn't mention when we say past, we must take care of the future also. Mostly, we will worry about the future in the name of planning for the future. Many times we will get confused. We don't know that whether we are planning or worrying. So don't worry about the future. Future of your children, future of your health. All the time worry about the future. Whether you worry it or not, what is going to happen, that will happen. But planning for the future is nothing wrong, and worrying about the future is wrong. And because future is not in our hands, we don't know what kind of prarabdha will come and what kind of situation, what kind of people, how the people will behave, how the situations will be. We don't know anything. So, which we don't know anything, better to uh, depend or put on the Ishvara's hands. Because the entire the world, manifested world, is governed by the giver of the paladata, karma paladata, also the Ishvara. So always better, this is the one easy technique how to stop worrying about the future. Remember that and tell to yourself, I am not the controller of the future. The future is controlled by again the law of karma. The law of karma and the results of the karma all are distributed, controlled by that omniscient Ishvara. Then if the Ishvara is taking care and he is the responsible person, he is the only father of everybody, everything, why should I put on my shoulders and worry? One person got into a train, okay, you know this example, and he kept his small box, iron type of box, a villager, those days, or suitcase, he kept on his head and sitting in the train. Then somebody came and said, why you are carrying the box on your head? And that person told that, see, the train is already carrying my weight. Then why have to put the extra weight on the train? So I am keeping on my head. How foolish it is. Whether you keep it on your head or on the floor in the train, altogether the train only is going to carry it. That means whether you worry it or not, ultimately the things will happen. So if you want to keep our mind quiet and calm, it is very essential stop worrying about the future. Simply plan it, that's it. Okay. This also you have to cultivate. So these are the looks like instruction. It won't happen just in overnight. Having done uh, controlling of the chitta, and two aspects of the chitta is past tense and brooding about the past and worrying about the future. So these are all the, otherwise the next instruction is indriya kriya. Let your sense organs all just stay in their own respective sockets. Let them not go to behind any of their respective sensual objects. In this way, after you preparing and sitting on that seat, yunjad yoga atma vishuddhaye. Now this person, uh, yunjad means now let him practice. Let him practice yoga. What is yoga means here? This meditation practice Vedantic meditation, recollection of the what we studied, heard through the teacher in the satsang, that Vedantic ideas or the thoughts, teaching, we have to contemplate, reflect on it. Here yoga means is that. And what for? This is all for Atma-Vishuddhaye, for the sake of the purification of the mind. Here Atma Shuddhaya means in some books the translation given for the sake of, for the purification of the self. Here oneself. Here self means not the Paramatma. Atma need not to be purified. Atma is always ever Shuddham, ever Buddham, Nityam, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupam Atma. Then what is the need to clean the, purify the Atma? So here Atma means mind only. Sir, I got a doubt. Before sitting for meditation or getting ready for meditation also, you told that upasana type of dhyanam is the preparation for chitta shuddhi or karma yoga and upasana for chitta shuddhyartham. That means purification of the mind. Now also you are telling, after I purified my mind, now I got qualified to do the Vedantic meditation. I have started hearing the scriptures. Now also why you are again telling that Atma Vishuddhaye? Yes. Now also you have to purify the mind. In what way? Not like before, the outer general Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsaryas, Raga, Dveshas are drastically reduced in me now because of the continuous satsangam and shravanam and all that. But still, because of the habitual thinking, the wrong habitual notions, we have plenty again in the subconscious mind in the form of the vasanas. Actually, that controlling the memory, chitta, all those points are all related and now concluded and brought to this Atma Vishuddhaye for the mental purification. So memory should not disturb us, and we need not to, or we cannot destroy the memory. Memory will be there. Memory is needed for your day-to-day transactions and life. But that same memory is becoming a problem for us if you are not able to deal with properly. Therefore, that habitual notions, what are that? I am the body is a wrong notion. I am a man is a wrong notion. I am a woman, wrong notion. I am a Brahmin, I am a so and so. All these are all wrong notions. I am the Baddha, I am bound, wrong notion. I think I am hopeless, helpless, wrong notion. And I have a lot of deficit or the weaknesses in me, wrong notion. All these things which you are telling are belong to the body, mind and the Prakriti. But now Vedanta said, you heard that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect. Then how you can bring them which you are thinking before and now again putting on your head? Is it necessary? Therefore, here also this habitual thinking is very important to tackle and remove one by one. Each person will have a different kind of this inner, the habitual thinking, wrong notional problems. Many, it may sometimes come in the form of, I just told that I am not the body, all that only, but sometimes still there is a anger in me about somebody which happened. Somebody said something my daughter-in-law told in 1975 that day. Those words still I remember. I cannot forget. I cannot forgive. This not able to forget and not able to forgive is a big hurdle for the spiritual practice and to your peace of mind. Altogether, you want the peace of mind or not? Then you drop it. Forgive and forget. Very, very important. Don't hold on to anything. Even sometimes the person on whom we have clutch or the hatred, anger, that person gone, dead and gone. But still we have that anger. Now who is the sufferer? Who is the victim? Actually, the person who is having the anger, that person is more or hatred on anybody. The hating person, I is the more loser, not the person whom I am hating. The hating person is more the loser, not that hated person. Even sometimes those people don't know that we are hating them. But inside we are keeping that and our inside heat is increasing because of this hate. So you take any example of this jealousy, hatred, anger, intolerance, any kind of this either sense of arrogance or sense of guilt in any form it may be there. You trace out, you sort out, bring them out one by one and remove them. Negate them. Never give any importance. Give 200% discount to them. This we have to do deliberately. This is called Dhyanam, Vedantic meditation. If this is not done, you keep one side all the rubbish and the ashuddhi, and you want to recognize and realize yourself as the Shuddhatma. How is it possible? These both are contradicting. Therefore, this habit is very, very strong. One example. Many times in our houses, we often change the things. We will put this shelf that side, that sofa is this side, or this decoration there, or even our day-to-day using things also. And tomorrow, I know that I myself changed these things from here to that cupboard, even though that knowledge is there with me. But tomorrow, by habit, my hand will go to that old place. Exactly like that, since so many janmas, we are having this wrong notion, I am the body, and all these things. And so this wrong notion about are in this life also after many years and decades habit of that. We develop a specific personality. A non-speak personality less person is the Atma. In spirituality, in fact, there is no any speciality. Removing all the speciality is called the spirituality. No speciality, no Visheshanam, anything executive, non-specific personality is I, pure Atma. If any attribute, if you have added, then it is a problem. So, see this how Habit is very powerful. You see the spelling of the habit. You remove the H, okay? A bit will remain. A bit. You remove the A, bit will remain. You remove the bit, it will remain. It's very powerful. So you need the purification of the mind, Atma Vishuddhaye. After that, in 13th shloka, Bhagavan telling, now coming to the, what is the position of this Sharira Sthiti? Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam Dharayannachalam Stiraha Sampreksha Nasikagram Swam Dishaschanavalokayan. So now you are able to understand what are the points we are covered uh, about the place, about the time, about the asanam, the asanam, sitting place, and then about the status of the senses, status of the mind, and status of the intellect. So many of the things are covered. Now in this sloka, Bhagavan especially talking about the how your sharira sthiti, the body position. Body position is for the people who sit and do this yoga abhyasa or samadhi rupa dhyanam. So Bhagavan talking, beginning these things, but gradually he is going to highlight and conclude and end with the nididhyasana vedantik dhyanam. Brahmabhyasa rupa nididhyasanam. This first part, all these kind of external preparations and all these things, and the position of the body, that means he is going to talk about the asanam. Asanam. This is called samadhi rupa samadhi rupa abhyasa dhyanam. Samadhi rupa. That is Brahma Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasana. So, okay. What he is telling here, your body position should be straight. Straight means you need not to stand, because you already prepared the asanam. Bhagavan said you sit on it, don't do meditation by standing, sit and do. Okay, this is all for beginners. After that, whether you sit or not, whether you stand or not, even by sleeping also it is okay. But provided you should not snore. So your body position should be straight. Straight where the back, the lumbar region, spinal cord, and your cervical region, neck portion, and the head. So three things Bhagavan. Kaya means the trunk portion, which is mainly supported by the spinal cord, and then the head. This trunk and the head are connected by the neck portion, cervical region, all these three. That means your entire backbone is from the skull up to the lower lumbar region. It is straight. It should be straight. Now, about this, it is slightly difficult in the beginning. You need to practice. And for this, you need to do some small adjustments also. By putting a small cushion or the pillow at the back of your hips, and by raising that portion, your legs portion may be more comfortable. And here, Bhagavan didn't mention either to put Padmasana or Sukhasana or Ardha Padmasana, or sometimes many other Swastikasana or no, all these things are not mentioned. That is all discussed for different reasons in the Hatha Yoga. But here altogether, see how your back portion can be straight. The reason is By keeping your back portion straight, your mind will be alert, number one. And secondly, by sitting straight, your breathing respiration will be more smooth and comfortable and more deep. So by sitting straight, you won't enter into sleep. Mind will be alert. Not only that, your leg portion won't become numb when you keep your trunk portion straight. Many people think in a wrongly this point. If they sit straight, they can't sit. But by practice, slowly, you will see when you bend your spine and mm, droop and sit, then only your legs part will become numb quickly. Because when you bend your lumbar region and upper region and all that sitting, the pressure will be there more on the nerves in the lower back. When the nerves are placed naturally, quickly you will get the numbness. Blood flow will be there. Numbness is belongs to the nerves. It is not belong to the blood flow. So your legs portion, if you keep them in a comfortable, relaxed and position, you need to sit right. So these are the reasons. And the legs part also should be much, you as much as you elongate your folded knees and calf muscles, that means they are just become like a tripod, and so you are steady. You are not leaning back, you are not leaning front, but your weight of the body is equally distributed on this uh, hips and some onto the ankles and the knee side. You are comfortable. So once you practice it, you will know how this is very helpful. So whether you keep one leg up and one leg down, either Sukhasana or Padmasana or okay, Padmasana, you see your body's condition. As I told, it is not a steady fast rule. But if you are at all sitting on the chair because of any other reasons, old age or any injury, but there, try to sit in such a chair where again your back can be kept straight and you have some back support also, and little bit cushion will be there. So don't sit in a like bending easy chair or like that chair. We can use it. So anyhow, these are all the personal adjustments. Ultimately, are you able to forget about the body for some time, and slowly, when body becomes firm and steady, automatically your prana breathing becomes steady. The breath is the bridge between the body and mind. So when the body is steady, prana becomes steady. If you want to do some little bit pranayama, okay, about the pranayama, Bhagavan didn't say here. In the previous chapter, in that concluding shlokas, he tells. I will come to that point because in the second line, I have to connect one more point to that place. So, little bit pranayama if you want to do it and leave it. Or now, sahaja pranayamam or vikshana pranayamam, that's the natural flow of the breath. When the movements of the body are become still, naturally the breathing rate, your metabolic rate, pulse, all these things will be very normal, sometimes a little less also. Then automatically in turn, they affect your mind also. The waves and the thoughts in the mind. Mind is very much is there. Thoughts are coming and going, but not gushing like before. Thoughts are not flooding like before. I myself can feel and see that now comparatively. The mind is quiet. Without much effort, the mind is quiet, peaceful. Then I will deliberately bring the Vedantic thought and dwell upon it. So here about the Sharira Sthiti or Asana Sthiti. And here one more point I would like to mention. According to Patanjali Yoga, even though generally people will think that yoga, many asanas and all that, Patanjali Maharshi in his sutras he didn't mentioned and specified any asana what to do. All that variety of asanas which suits for meditation and this that all are discussed in the Hatha Yoga. But what Patanjali Maharshi said, he said only one word about the asanam or one sutra only. That is Stiram Sukham Asanam. How the posture should be, the body posture. The body posture should be Stiram, steady, and Sukham, comfortable. Actually, some commentators say that it is not only the body steadiness or the Sukham of the body, it is the mind. Mind should be steady and peaceful. Stiram Sukham Asanam. He didn't make the body should be body word nowhere mentioned. Being it is said asanam, asana means asinaha, asinam, sitting. Actually, that's why dhyanam means mind, where the mind sitting, how the mind sitting, where the mind sitting, how the mind sitting. That mind should sit in the self, okay, steadily and without making any noise, disturbance. Sukham. Mentally, comfortably, steadily. Okay. Anyhow, if you take it for body also, Stiram, Sukham, Asanam. Steady and comfortable. And generally, we add one more word for to make it very more easy, clear to understand. Chiram, Stiram, Sukham also. Chiram means for long time it should be steady. Because time, first 5 minutes, maybe later 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So Chiram, Stiram, Sukham, and that if it is giving comfort and steadily sitting, then it is called Asanam. So later in Vedantic application, who comfortably, steadily abiding his mind on the self is called asanam. The real asanam is the real adhishtanam or asanam. Okay, sitting is called the mind should sit on the. Bhagavan is going to mention that later in the 25th shloka. Atma-Samyama manah kritva. Okay. Now, after telling the body position, dharayan achalam stiraha. Without any movement in the middle, by sitting like that, so stiraha word also came here. Achalam means steady, stiram. He used two words, without achalam and stiraha. So because there is no movement, now he is steadily sitting. And dharayan. Then afterwards he has to focus his okay, uh, mind and attention, dharayan, holding. What? Where to hold? Swam Stiram Sampreksha Nasikagram Swam. By, of course, we close the eyes and attention should be at the tip of the nose, Bhagavan telling here. Nasikagram means tip of the nose. Whose tip of the nose? Swam Nasikagram, my tip of the nose. Because I can't see the tip of my nose. If I want to see the tip of my nose, I have to put my eyeballs down and bring them closer. And naturally, by bringing the eyeballs down and closer to see the tip of the nose, you will get headache. Or another doubt will come, sir, what Japanese and Chinese will do? Because they have no tip of the nose at all, or flat nose. Then they can't do meditation or what? So here, tip of the nose means what? Then another thing, in the 5th chapter ending, Bhagavan, he said there at the center of the eyebrows. Why is contradicting? There he said is the at the center of your eyebrows, you focus. Now here he is asking to focus on the tip of the nose. If we remember that previous chapter, that shloka, that 27th shloka of the 5th chapter, Sparshan krutva bahir bahyan चक्षुश्चैवान्तरे भ्रुवोः प्राणापानौ समौ कृत्वा नासाभ्यन्तरचारिणौ. These words we have not discussed that time much because in next chapter these points are going to come. Now, see here, after giving up all the outer contact of the senses, Bhagavan telling here, your attention, Chakruhu Chaiva Antare Bhruvoho, Bhru Madhyam, at the forehead, the center place between two eyebrows is called Bhru Madhya, Bhruvahu, and you have to focus there. Now first I will tell about the pranayama. Pranapano same krutva. Your inhalation and exhalation should become samam and slow and steady. Whatever pranayama you want to do it, or even vikshana pranayama, just watching your prana flow itself brings them to the steady and slow equal movement. And this, the breathing is moving between this nose. Inside going, we don't know much, but here you are not doing anything specially deep breathing or active exhalation, passive inhalation. No, these are all. Here just you are keeping quiet. So naturally, the air which is moving in between these 3 inches of the place, Nasa Abhyantara Charinav, in the place between the nostrils to the root of the nose. Here actually the tip of the nose means root of the nose and also meaning. Because if you take the nose, this 3 inches, the structural nose outside, where from it is starting? It is starting, the root is from the center of the eyebrows only. Center of the eyebrows only. That's why Bhagavan in this 5th chapter shloka, Chakshushchaivantare Bhruvoho, and here Nasikagram. Both are not contradictory. One way it is actually Nasikagra, Nasabhya. Here, where now Bhagavan said, tip of Swam Nasikagram. Shankara writes there, Eva word is lopam. Word is not there. You have to say, Na Swampreksha Nasikagram Eva. as though you are looking at the tip of the nose. That means what? Now you see this measurement. The root of the nose is here. Eyebrow center is here. Now, for example, I look at you, you are distantly sitting there. Then slowly I'll bring the vision near to this camera, and from that camera I'll bring my vision to the eyebrow center, my spectacles, where they are joining her nose. That place is called. So it's just in front of you. When you close the eyes, whatever the mental screen you are seeing, which is very closer to you, just in between the eyebrow center and the where the nose root starts. That's it. For this sake, you need not struggle by turning the eyeballs this side and that side and getting headache and all problems. No need. Okay, so let us take in that way. So pranayama also mentioned here, and the uh, contradiction also we clarified. Either it is a eyebrow center or the tip of nose, one and the same. So don't struggle by doing extra some other thing by imagining. So in this way, after telling about the breathing position, your inner eyes vision position, the mind looking at that, there, there, and body steady. Then the final last word, dishaschan na avalokayan. Then don't again open the eyes and look here and there. Dishaschan. That means not literally only by practically opening the eyes and looking here and there, who is coming, who is going. Some sound came, immediately you will open the eyes. Not only that, Dishaschan means the five sense organs have their own directions. It is not necessarily opening the eyes and I saw something. Even some smell comes from the kitchen room. Immediately being nose is functioning, its duty is that catching the smell. But don't allow that and get lost into that. Same way, some sound I heard, but I didn't open the eyes, and some kind of sensation I felt in my skin, sometimes as in the body, some heat or cold or anything. Don't allow your senses, your mind to go behind those senses again, the stimulus of the senses. Understand? Thus, therefore, Dishaha cha na avalokayan. Avalokayan. The different directions we should not look. Allow the things again, the senses to go. Then after that, in the 14th shloka, Bhagavan telling, Prashantatma vigatabhihi brahmachari vrate stitah manas samyamya machittah yukta asita matparaha. Here bringing Bhagavan so many places, me, matta, about me. Because here, if any person wants to do the Saguna Upasana type of meditation, so Bhagavan is claiming himself as first, I am the Ishvara. And later on you will understand here Mattaha means about me. Not a Krishna Avatara Ishvara, Brahmam, that also. So in both the ways, this sloka, we can take it, but in the beginning, first level people, what he has to do? Now, this kind of Prashantatma, now this, you are, we hope that you are a peaceful minded person now. You have no any worry about the family, no worry about the job or office, this, that, what next I have to do after meditation. All these things, no appointment. Only appointment is with you only. That's why when the appointment is with you only exclusively, you are nobody. All other external appointments, time you will become somebody as a boss, as a servant, as a wife, or a husband, or a father, or the son. But now I have no any role. So therefore I need not to roll in any role. Prishantatma. When we can say Bhagavan is telling here only one important thing. I mentioned already to you about raga, dvesha, krodha, lobha, dvesham, any kind. Bhagavan is telling here, vigata bhihi. This one we have to take and understand who is fearless. This fearlessness is very, very important. We have fear in the unconscious mind, something or other. Those having all so much riches also having fear. Who is a very poor person also having fear. Fear is all the time chasing us. Fear. Why? What kind of? Some fear. Fear about my figure. Fear about my body health. Fear about my finance savings. Fear about my children. Fear means what? Worry. Fear about my husband, wife. Fear means worry. When there is a worry, there is a fear. These both are different masks, that's all. As we say, kama itself becomes a krodha. Krodha itself becomes a moha, lobha. It can take in any different form. So it is, the fear is also a form of raga. Raga. So, vigata bhihi, fearlessness. That's why Upanishad declares, Shruti, dvitiyatvai bhayam bhavate. Why the fear comes when you think and see duality. That is the reason. Unless otherwise you remove the notion of duality from your mind, you cannot become a totally fearless person. That's why the real fearless person in the world is the only Jivan Mukta Gnani. He don't bother. If there is a fear, there is a worry and botheration, then only the fear. I don't worry about my body, whether it lives how long, whether it dies today, now, I don't mind. I don't care. So, fear is the biggest problem. Unknowing fear. Many times everything is fine, Swamiji. My husband, my children, my house, and everything financially, everything is fine, but but that comes because you you are still finding some deficit in you, apurnatvam. Being you are not discovered your purnatvam, the apurnatvam somewhere. What is the fear of this person? If everything is fine with me, I don't know how long this fineness will continue. So I am having fear about how long it will continue. Or everything is fine with me, all are also telling, what man, what is that? You are very well, huh? You are fortunate. Everything everybody is telling. Maybe because of this, their huh? evil eyes, drishti. If it falls on me and my family, something may happen. So I'm having, but still I'm having a fear. Then how to remove this? You have everything, but still you say some quarry. I feel some emptiness, some kind of vacuum, some kind of fear. No one can help. Unless you discover that you are the Purnam, Purna Brahma Sanatana. That's why Upanishad says, Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati, Advitiyat abhayam bhavati. Abhayam vindate, tato abhayam vindate. So, Advaita Jnanam, this meditation, Vedantic, ultimately should remove the fear from the roots of the mind. It's a very big task this is. If I die suddenly, what will happen to my family? Fear, worry. If I don't know. So we are all leading a fearful existence for small things here. We see the persons and suspect that maybe he is a thief, he is a terrorist, or he is a deceiving person. Fear. In every interaction with everybody, we have a fear. We have a fear that my wife, how long she is going to love me in the same way, I don't know. If her mind changes. Wife also having the same kind of fear that whether this fellow will look after me or shows the same kind of love on me all the time. Suppose if I become sick, whether he likes it me or not. See, a constant chasing, the fear. Therefore, samsara is equal to fearful existence. Ajnanam is equal to samsara, samsara is equal to fearful existence. Vidya, Jnanam means mukti, purnatvam, freedom, fearlessness. Vigata bhihi. That's why I see a person wants to do the meditation successfully, he should not have any preoccupation of anything. Anything. But we have kept so many things in the mind. Our mind is fully occupied. Subconscious mind is fully occupied. When we'll make them empty, how to do them empty, how to push them out. And then brahmachari vrate stiraha. Here, this word brahmachari is not meant for only the bachelors as the brahmacharya ashramam. But here, this person, even though he is a grihastha, he is having moderation and control on his, particularly the sexual activities and the desires. That is another meaning. Then here brahmachari means yah brahmani ramate, yasya brahmani ramate chittam, yah charati brahmani, yasya manaha charati brahmani is called brahmachari. Chari, charati, whose mind revels and thinks about the Brahman is called brahmachari. But many commentaries, books, if you see in the vow of brahmacharya, it's like a vratam, he took a brahmacharya vratam. If every meditator takes the brahmacharya vratam, the person who got just now married and not yet have the children, then what it means? So it has to be taken here in this context. It is a reminder actually. He is free from all the desires. Perfect control of the mind. Not only while sitting in the meditation, throughout the day, he is having a perfect control. He knows how much, how far, what to do, not to do. That control is called brahmachari vrate. The moderation and control is called vratam. Control. Any vratam is control. So take in that way brahmachari. That means now he has to decided that I must contemplate, revel, think, tell to myself, I am the Brahman. And then what is my nature if I am Brahman? I am Asangaha, I am Shuddhaha. Like this, who decided to contemplate, revel on the words of the Shastra about the Brahman, Brahmachari Vratehe Stitaha, then Manaha Samyamya, he controlled mind. See, again and again, Bhagavan bringing this, having a controlled mind, then he thinks about Machittaha. So instead of using Brahma, he thinks about the Brahman. Bhagavan telling Mat, thinking things of me. Who is that me? Bhagavan telling that things of me. We should say after listening to the Vedanta Advaita that I is here me. I'll think of me because that me is I. But Bhagavan telling there, my when I say me, that is you also. Because there is no Jivatma Paramatma Bheda. See, this word looks like from the Bhakti standpoint, if you take, oh, you think of only about me. Okay, I will think about the Lord Krishna, who is the son of the Devaki Nandana, and who is having a very beautiful hair, yellow dress, peacock feather. Not that. To say that Bhagavan not telling that me, if you take that it's not wrong, but you are still have to travel and come up to the Nirguna. When we talk about the Brahman, this me, real me, everybody can inquire about that. Whole Vedanta's teaching is that you inquire about your own self. So, okay, Machittaha, then Yuktaha is a balanced person. Asita Matparaha. He has to sit as keeping me as the supreme goal. What it means, keeping me as the supreme goal, and this me and I and Mattaha, these words little more we will analyze in the next class. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हरि ओम तत्सत्